Hey guys, welcome to Matt Mondays.
Hi.
This is Matt. And we are going to, on every Monday, Lord willing, from now until our Impossible Marriage book release on October 27, I'm going to be asking my husband Matt one question from the book, and we're going to utilize his vast knowledge in the cranial area, as well as his heart knowledge in the old suffering area called marriage.
Okay.
And I'm going to ask him one question, and here it is. We're going to roll with it because this is a major one, a major theme in our book, which is how do you love someone, specifically, I'm thinking your spouse, but maybe it's just anyone, who is just downright unlovable? Because were years in our marriage, I would say, where I was not the most fun person to be around because I was very, very icy, not kind, not gentle. How would you advise yourself of 4-ish years ago, if you would have gone to a therapist, what would you have said to them if you had asked that question? Because I know you did ask people that question.
Yeah. I think the biggest thing that I would say, and one of the biggest things that I found out was just it's not about your spouse. It's not about this other person. That is not the reason you love. I couldn't look at you and just say, oh, Laurie is so lovable. Because in that time frame, you really weren't. Like, you were icy. But I also look at myself and I realize, like, there were times, the beginning part of our marriage, where I was not very lovable. And yet you loved me. Yeah. And I think what I've been finding is that the reason you love, the reason you go toward your spouse isn't just because you want to love them. It's because you love God. And honestly, one of the places that I go in scriptures to really kind of solidify that in myself is honestly the confrontation between Nathan and David after the affair with Bathsheba and the murder of Uriah. When Nathan confronts David, and David writes this psalm, and I forget off the top of my head, is it Psalm 52 or 50, something?
Yeah, 52.
That he's writing, and his response is, Lord, against you and you alone have I sinned. And I'm pretty sure, Bathsheba and Uriah could be standing there like, wait, what?
Right.
It's not me, the one who died, or me, the one who was probably forcibly raped. That was sinned against, and it was David that was saying and recognizing, God, I have sinned against you. And that kind of is this place in the Bible that speaks to the primacy, the most important relationship that we will have is the one that we have with God. When I can look at you and I can see reasons why I shouldn't love you, it gives me license to say, well, I can go and maybe do my own thing. But I can't look at God and see reasons why I'm not called to love you, because he has called me to love you, and in his perfection, he loved me. And so I think the biggest thing is you don't love someone because they deserve it.
Yeah.
You love someone because that's what you're called to do, and if God has put you together with someone, it's hard, but God will be with you in the middle of it.
And I was the recipient of that, because even in my stony cold self, when Matt loved me, and it was still imperfect, honestly, it didn't melt me, and I would just be like, oh, okay, I'm good now. I just look at him kind of, But it did start to thaw some of my heart, and it was really God's love through Matt. So guys, if you want to read more about this, you can check out some of our site, lauriekrieg.com, or pre-order that book at the same site, lauriekrieg.com and impossiblemarriage.com, and you can read more. Matt's parts of this book, I'm going to say it 1,000 times, are my favorites. All right, that's it for Matt Mondays. We'll see you next week.